going through that process. And this is really the objective of NDTC, to be partnered to this. And obviously, I'm sure with all the other partners as well, to create a platform for you as entrepreneurs, as SMEs, to actually showcase what you are capable of as individuals, what you're capable of as businesses. So, we remain humbled, we remain honored, and we remain proud of the association that we've formed through the All Africa platform. And all I can say is long may it continue. So when this opportunity came about, obviously taking into consideration everything that we've gone through over the last 2.5 years or so, when this opportunity came about with all the priorities, competing priorities, we needed to be here. We needed to be here so that we can also really spend a bit of time with you and understand what is it that we try to deliver. And also from our perspective, also share some of the insights. And I think, Nora was quite, I would say, quite punchy in terms of sharing some of the thoughts and opinions. Yeah, but I think that's what it is. I mean, if you think about diamonds, I don't know how many of you know how diamonds are formed. Diamonds are formed under immense pressure and heat. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, we've gone through a tremendous amount of time, pressure. All of us were impacted by COVID, whether that be individual or businesses at a country level and the world as we know it. And I think we've come out of it better. We at the beginning, I remember the first quarter of 2020, there was a lot of uncertainty. But when one reflects on it, we've come out of it better. We've become better human beings. It has forced us to kind of go back to our basics, which is to care for ourselves and to care for those that are around us. And I think when we look at organizations and when we look at businesses, the one thing that we've realized, certainly from an NDTC perspective, is, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of the businesses, is how important our human gems are. We could be chasing profits, we could be chasing top line, bottom line, looking at how do we grow the business. But ultimately, the people are the ones that will help us to get there. That's what we've realized. And as we are navigating through this challenge, the one thing that became constant for us is it doesn't matter what happens out there. It doesn't matter how volatile the world is. The security and the comfort that as organizations and as leaders in organizations have is the people that are around us. The consistency, the commitment, the dedication, and the ability to say, okay, look, we went through this today, tomorrow is another day, we try again. And we take that for granted, but I think I saw that so many times, in so many occasions where, you get astounded every day by how people are able to stand up and do what we thought was impossible before COVID. And I think this is something that we need to embrace. So as you go into your businesses, I think it's important that you build your teams around that you take care of your people, that you make sure that you create the right environment for them to give it their best and to look forward every day to come into your businesses and ensure that your businesses don't just thrive or don't just survive, but they thrive in every opportunity. So I think it's important. I just wanted to share that from that perspective. Going forward, I think, there was a lot of talk about what is the program about, what is it trying to do. And obviously you're sitting here and you'll be sitting in lectures and the opportunity there is really to hone your skills, to steal from Nora, to hone your skills. And as Nora was talking, I was thinking, what does skills, and is today, I attended an event yesterday where we were talking about how do we create a conducive environment for the economy to recover on this journey post-COVID. What are the things that we need to put in place? How do we get investment, both local and international, to come into the country and invest in some of the opportunities? And I think the speaker there was this international renowned speaker, professor, said the number one thing for any country to be effective and to drive change and to drive the economy forward is skills. So, and it's such an important thing that I think we take for granted as businesses and as a country. And I think when you look at what is skills, and if you look at the definition of skills, it says, I mean, the English definition is, now explain it a little bit. It means the ability to discern. So what does discern mean? It's to recognize and it's to distinguish between what works and what doesn't work, right? So when we talk about skills, when we say somebody is skilled, we say that person has the ability to look at a problem and say, there's a problem here. This solution is going to work, or this solution is not going to work. And in my mind, this is exactly what this program is trying to do. Is to say, you've got a business, you are an entrepreneur, you want to do this, you want to make an impact in your personal lives, you want to make an impact in the community, you want to make an impact in the country, you want to make an impact in Africa, with all the opportunities that are coming up, you want to make an impact in the world. What is it, and what is the journey that you're going to take? What are the decisions that you're going to take to make sure that you're impactful from that perspective? So skill is very, very critical. And I think when, sometimes in hindsight, you don't realize the journey that you embark on at the beginning of that journey. Top always says, we have opened a can of, no, it's no longer one can, it's probably, I don't know, it's those big drums. Yeah, exactly. So I think when we initially talked about this, we didn't realize how big, what this means and what the opportunities are. And I think when 4 years down the line, when one kind of reflects on it and you hear the testimonies and the stories and the journeys that a lot of the alumni have traveled, one can only be grateful for the opportunity. One can only say, thank you Almighty for, maybe the vision wasn't that clear, but I think it's becoming clearer and clearer as it gets unpacked. And I think one starts to see the opportunity. And I think this is something that you need to take on board. This is not just an opportunity to improve your lives and the lives of those that are around you. It's an opportunity for us to contribute to the only country that we have, which is Namibia, and to make it a better place. Not just for ourselves, but for those that are coming. The next generation, our kids and their kids and that sort of thing. And when one looks at it, I mean, I think one of the key learnings for me, from a leadership perspective, is one should always strive to leave the place better than you found it. For me, that's the definition of legacy. Legacy is not, for me, it's not about this, the physical assets and whatever it is, but it's about your ability to come into a place and say, okay, I have an opportunity to make an impact. What is it that I need to do to make that impact? And how, when I leave here, the place or the people or whatever it is, the business, home, whatever it is, needs to be better than where I found it. And I think that's an important thing for us to keep in mind as we go through this journey. So, how does it relate to what you as entrepreneurs and SMEs can contribute to this country? Think about the sustainability conversation that we just had. And for me, the conversation around sustainability is not just for big corporates, it's not just for big companies. Maybe let me ask it a different way. Who's heard of the Sustainable Development Goals, known as the SDGs? Yeah? Okay, I see a few hands. Do we know what the top 5 SDG goals are? Or Sustainable Development Goals are? Sir, I see you are nodding your head, please. No? Yeah?
Alleviation of poverty.
Number 1, 100%.